What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Burke aka Dan's Great here, and welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy X, the Pbirdman mod. This is going to be the final session for which you are going to see the Dark Magus sisters. This video could be like half an hour, 45 minutes, or it could be potentially two videos at like 3 hours long. I really don't know. The plan is hopefully for this to only be one more video, because I wanted to fight these guys one more time. Hopefully, if you've been watching up until this point, you would have seen me take these guys on in a few different forms, and there was one particular form that I felt like I really wanted to beat, and that was battle number 2. So battle number 1 is the one where you never leave the screen, you don't even run, and that battle is basically an automatic game over. So Pbirdman, I think that was pretty cool to see you get completely obliterated with absolutely no chance of surviving at all. Was pretty awesome just to see that display of power. And then we had battle number 2, where it was the hardest variant of the Dark Magus sisters. That's the one I hadn't defeated. And then from there onwards we had battle number 3, which was a little bit easier, which I managed to overcome in the previous episode. But for this one, I did say I'd come back stronger with more HP in the run-up to Penance, and a little bit more luck as well is something that I wanted. And we're going to take on the Magus sisters one last time with the hardest variant to see if I can win. Now, before we get started, there's a little bit of admin we need to discuss. The game clock is about 2.5 hours further ahead from where I was before. The first thing I'll draw your attention to is the fact that we are on version 2.5x, which looks pretty cool. This one has a few tweaks compared to the previous one, so the Dark Magus sisters are not identical to what you saw before. I gave Pbirdman some feedback based on the 2 sessions that I did have against them, and there was a few little things that I thought could be done a bit differently. He was able to implement 1 or 2 little changes that are going to feature in this particular episode. It's nothing major, like it's nothing huge, because already battle number 2 was looking extremely tough. But it's something that's going to help the battle, I think, a little bit as well. So that's what we're going to be seeing in this session. Now, stats-wise, I actually had to start being careful, because my first instinct was to just go into Final Fantasy Editor and give everybody the stats that I wanted. And what I was shooting for was around 75,000 HP and around 120 luck, because Dark Cindy now has 115 luck. So that's something that I wanted to sort of help to compensate for this hardest variant. And so these are what my stats look like for my main trio. Let's have a look at this sphere grid. The sphere grid is an absolute mess right now. It's pretty much entirely full. I don't think there's any empty nodes left. I'm pretty sure I filled out every single one. Now, one reason I didn't want to go into Final Fantasy Editor and just bung in a whole bunch of stats was because honestly, I wanted to make sure that it was all doable and feasible with the sphere grid that we have, and with the nodes that we have, and all that kind of stuff. Because normally, when you're going for the absolute max stats, you completely ignore accuracy, for example. You won't need accuracy because you're going for the big luck stat anyway. You don't need more than 999 MP, so you don't tend to go beyond that because you're not breaking the MP limit when you're doing max stats in a vanilla run or like a platinum run for the main game. So there was a few little things that were different, and I just wanted to make sure that everything was just sort of okay and doable, because for Penance we're likely going to need to up this HP even more, and you need to use up a lot of HP nodes to get up this high. This is officially like the highest HP I'm pretty sure I've ever had in any run that I've done that I can recall, because I'm pretty certain I've never manually leveled up all of my characters to absolute maximum HP. So this is literally uncharted territory for me, and so this is pretty crazy. I mean, I filled out the sphere grid before, but never in this particular fashion. So what I had to do, of course, was to break all of the locks that I could break, and any empty nodes left I shoved in HP spheres. But that wasn't enough. That only took me maybe to like 65,000, something like that. So I still needed to do a lot more. What I did first was to remove agility nodes that were like a +1 or a +2. There's very few +2s left, I would say. I think most of them are 3s or 4s at this stage. I think there's maybe like 5 or 6 +2s left. Because I had more than 170 agility, I just didn't need it. So I made sure that my slowest characters had 170, and obviously the rest, because they have more than those guys at base, that's why they have more than 170. But that's, well, Yuna's not filled out the sphere grid, but that's a different thing. Other than that, once I did that, there was a few other things that I wanted to do as well. And anytime I spotted something that was like a +1, so if it was like a +1 strength or a +1 magic, I just cleared that node. I put an HP node instead, and I tried to add more +4s where necessary. So I just basically made sure that I cleared out the least efficient and the least useful nodes. And I only partially did that because we don't need to like hyper optimize at the moment. But it did require a little bit of tinkering with the sphere grid to make sure I got where I needed to go. Now, the final thing I noticed was that because this is the Pbirdman mod, MP nodes as standard are only a +10, not a +20 as they are on vanilla. Now, the MP sphere still gives you a +40, so that's a massive difference. So you can delete an MP node and put in a +40, and that obviously that gives you 4 times as much MP just for the same node. So that's another way to be efficient with your nodes, like get rid of these +10s as much as you need and replace them with +40. So I did some of that as well, and by the time I finished all of that, these are the stats that I ended up with. So I am hoping that this is going to be enough to take on the hardest variant of the Dark Magus Sisters, and we'll likely give Penance a go with these stats first as well, and then we'll see what we need to do to get up to the absolute maximum, because we still need to lay down a lot of HP spheres. Normally, you literally, like when you get to that level of optimization, you have to basically delete all of the +200s for that extra 100 HP. So I've got to get rid of all of these. I've got to get rid of anything that's a +3 or a +2 and replace them with +4 variants. All of that kind of business. So we're going to see if I can get away with not doing that hyper optimization. But for now, the main sort of TLDR that you need to know about this stuff is that the stats that I have are 100% feasible and doable with the sphere grid that you have. So there's no problems in terms of that kind of stuff. It's definitely doable, but it will take you obviously a long time. But these are literally the 2 hardest battles. Well, they should be the 2 hardest battles in the entire game, so they are going to require pretty close to the absolute maximum stats that you can have for the game. So that's a little sort of briefing about the change in stats that you've seen, and that's what we're going to be rocking with for this session and probably for the start of Penance 2. Other than that, pretty much everything looks the same. One trick that I'm going to try and use for this one is we have Auto Phoenix on Walk as well champion. Now normally that's fantastic and it's been super helpful on a lot of occasions, but in this particular battle and in some of the Dark Aeon battles, especially when you start to get up to this level of HP, when you're only brought back with quad 9, it's actually quite a problem, because you're not going to do much damage at all because of the celestial weapons and their damage formulas, and it's going to take a lot of healing and a lot of items and a lot of turns to get you back up to your maximum HP. So for this battle, I'm going to see if I can rely on full life instead of Auto Phoenix and see how that changes things. So that's going to be one thing that I'm going to do. You guys have probably already seen it, but there's one oversight that I've had so far, and that is the fact that Yuna, I haven't upgraded her stats fully, but one thing I definitely should do is get her agility to 170, because this is a battle where she's going to be needed, like, badly. So I'm not going to focus on anything else. I've hacked in a whole bunch of spheres at this stage just to get me around the grid without having to farm, but I'm gonna make moves to make sure that she can get up to 170 agility before the start of this battle, because that's just, it's hard enough as it is, and having Yuna be on a lower tier of agility is just stupid. So we're gonna make sure that we have Yuna ready, because obviously part of the situation is swapping her in and swapping her back out as well. So that's something we've got to make sure we do efficiently. Again, ideally, it might be the stage, it might be the kind of battle where it's so difficult and so dangerous that you can't do it unless Yuna's maxed out and she's got like the break HP limit armor as well. It's possible. We'll have to see how it works. For now, I'm going to see if I can get away with not having to do that for Yuna. But it seems increasingly likely to me that you probably do. Now she needs one more agility node. Let's find it. Yeah, that was a little chunk that I planted there, but I'm sure we'll find another one lying around somewhere. Because it's pretty optimized now, I think there's literally only 1 or 2 more agility nodes in total that she hasn't activated, so I've got to find where I've left one on the grid. This is why some crazy people literally empty out the entire sphere grid. They clear everything and they make sections. They have like their HP section and their MP section, all that kind of stuff. I've never done anything like that, but those grids do look extremely impressive when they're done. But I literally cannot find the final one that I need. Damn. Either like their flags, their name flags are hiding it, and that's why I can't see it. Yeah, there's a few of them behind their names, so maybe there's some like that. Wow. There you go. That's the one. Okay, that took a long time to find. Let's get that too. Okay. So... yeah, that means Yuna's fine as well. But... what is she equipped with? Yeah, she needs that. She definitely needs auto haste. That it seems like a must. I mean, Yuna having 170 agility and auto haste is pretty much an absolute must at this stage for her. Let me just see if there's anything else I can customize to try and keep her alive for this particular battle. Honestly, I think, again, for this battle, you probably need a ribbon because there's stuff like, I don't know, Mega Graviton and that kind of thing. So you kind of need her to be protected. So I'm just going to make her the ultimate armor Solomon Ring. Okay. So she's a little bit underpowered, but honestly, she's not going to fight. She's just going to summon and leave. That's kind of the reason that we need her. So I'll save over this most recent save. I mean, I have a feeling that for Penance we might have to do some character rotation. I feel like that's one of like the ultimate difficulty spikes when you cannot use your main 3 and you have to start switching it up. Okay, so I'm ready to go. Let's see how we do against the toughest variant of the Dark Magus Sisters. Let's see if these stats and this setup is going to be enough to handle business. It's one of these where it's likely you probably still can win with the stats I had in the previous battle, but it's probably just an even higher tier of difficulty. But as it goes with these things, you can always challenge yourself to whatever level you feel is necessary. The important thing is that these battles can be beaten, because what we don't want is for the battles to be basically impossible. That's not the difficulty curve that Pbirdman's aiming for. Difficult slash very difficult slash very difficult, yes, but pretty much impossible even by a veteran of the game with great stats is not what he's after. Okay, so we're going to let ourselves get caught here, and we're going to launch in with an ambush and full overdrive gauges for the Magus Sisters, which of course means Delta attack is going to be happening. Okay. Let's see what we can do this time. Come and get me. Okay. So we have the ambush and we have the full overdrive gauges. So to start with, we literally do not have any other choice but to do this. Honestly, I don't know if even the extra damage is worth it, because they're probably going to out-heal. Let's just see it anyway, who the hell cares. Actually, hold on. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference CTB-wise, it seems. I think in one attempt I kind of looked away from the screen. I tried to give them a Delta attack of my own, and the girls just refused to do it. But it's always funny how little damage I think L1 does. So let's have a look here. I'm pretty sure I remember even in vanilla when I tried to do it, like R1 did relatively little damage, and then their one just bust out with like the quintuple 9s. Again, it's been over a month since I last recorded. I was on a break from recording content on YouTube. In the meantime, Pbirdman was working on like the first draft of Penance and all that kind of stuff, and wanted to make a few little tweaks with this stuff. So he sent me this patch a few days ago, like 5-6 days ago, something like that. And this patch also has the first draft of Penance. So once I'm done recording this, literally like within a day or two, I will be trying Penance for the first time. So for that one, there won't be too much of a break. Yeah, I remember, okay, yeah, I've used it before. One of them got healed. And one took 0 damage and one took 2,000 damage, so terrible. But one thing you would have noticed is that Dark Cindy looks a little different than she did in the previous one. You can see those crossed arms. And hopefully you would have noticed that basically that means she's in shield position and she takes less damage. So that's one thing I was saying. I mean, Cindy to me is the tankiest sister. She has the most HP. And it seemed to me like we could do too much damage to her. Even Riku was getting in a huge amount of damage and pretty much max damage all the time. And so that's one thing I said, that maybe she needs to be made a little bit tankier because it didn't feel right that she was taking that much damage. So that's something he's tried to address by giving her shield. So we'll see what kind of damage numbers we're pulling with Cindy in that particular situation. There's at least one more tweak that I'm aware of off the top of my head that I'll share as well. The battle conditions are slightly different as well compared to what I showed in the previous one. They're not hugely different, but there's some minor tweaks. But I'll save that for the public release. You guys can just see that for yourselves. Oof. That attack always just so brutal. I mean, Cindy's not even in the picture. Wow. Yeah, so after Delta attack, we do get the one Curaja happening. But the shield even lowers the potency of Curaja. It's just one of them things. Lowers it by a quarter, so it's 160,000 damage. Well, healing. Okay, here we go. Now then, so I'm wondering if I should forego using Sentinel because I can't do any extra damage here, and because we've got so much HP, I'm going to try and rely on letting these guys take the hit and seeing how that works. But we'll see how things go for now. We won't have to do anything too crazy. I think I might use a Hyper Null with Riku actually to start. I haven't mixed one in ages actually. I feel like I haven't used it for a long time. I think it was 2 Star Curtains. Yep. Ah shit, wait, is this the one that there was Ultra Null, right? Yeah. Yeah, I remember I've mixed hundreds of Hyper Nulls, but then there was Ultra Null, which is more powerful than Hyper Null, which also has the 5x aim. That's the one I forgot. I literally just found out about it and started using it, and then I took a big break and I forgot. But it's okay, it's just a few turns. We'll see if we can survive. That Dark Sandy regen is a bit worrying too. But yeah, definitely taking a lot less damage. Let's see how we handle Camisade now with 5 cheers, 5 focuses, and protect. The answer is not very well. So now, Full Life is going to be used instead of Auto Phoenix, and we gain back half of our HP. I think Riku... Let me see, hold on. Do we have a break? Yeah. We were magic broken, that's why he didn't heal fully. Ugh. I should have let Riku do it. That's annoying. Anyway, this is already a pretty bad start. He should have recovered full HP there. It's one of these battles, again, you've got to check very often. And obviously Tidus's aims are also gone. But let's just keep going for now. It's another one of these where you just kind of need a foothold in the battle and you need a few sort of clean turns where Posado's death effect hasn't happened and Camisade hasn't killed you, and then you can land some serious hits on Cindy, hopefully. That's the plan. Though Wakka's getting pretty hurt from this Calamity. So now with Protect and 76,000, I can survive that by default. But they're really coming at me hard with these big moves. I mean, all the buffs I have, almost all of them are already gone. Absolutely brutal start. Wow. And well, because Riku was already... Did she get cursed with a clout? I'm wondering if Sentinel might still be a better choice at this stage. Yeah, I mean, if Sandy's using Razi all the time, and Cindy's using Camisade all the time, and and Mindy's using Posada all the time, then you're going to be in big, big trouble. But Sentinel only works on Razia pretty much. You can't defend anything else with it, I think. And maybe Sandy's physical attack, but that's about it. Riku's HP is too low for now. I'm just going to let people die in full life instead. So for now, we're literally just trying to get a foothold here. Okay. It's Calamity Mania. Yeah. It's just a shame this counterattack does nothing. Sucks. Yeah. I mean, you've seen I cannot defend against Camisade. It's just too powerful. Yeah, even when he's in Sentinel, it completely wrecks you. So at this stage, a lot of this situation is looking towards can we hit Sandy without having to use Aeon? If we can, then that's a positive sign. If not, then we're in trouble. At this stage, I don't even know if I should buff or not. Like, is it worth the turns to buff? Okay, so let's just try attacking to see what happens. Honestly, it feels like attack reels is going to do not really enough damage. And Sandy's going to take no damage from them, so let's see. Okay, good. Still full damage, but Wakka does have full HP. And another thing that's worth mentioning here is that Dark Cindy's counter rate has gone up a little bit as well. That's another factor. So part of why I personally wanted those kind of things to happen is... oh god. Is because... yeah, part of the reason why I wanted this to happen is because I feel like, as always, with these sort of multi-enemy battles, once you take out the first one, it almost always just gets easier. And the battle almost feels won in that sense. So I feel like the longer you can keep all three sisters out there together, that's where the real challenge happens. So that's why I wanted Pbirdman to do what he could, especially in the hardest variant. to keep Cindy out there and not have her die too quickly, but these guys are just kicking my ass right now. Honestly, I'm not really sure what I can do at this stage. I mean, they're just... Camisade is just too powerful. And it's wiping away all of my buffs. I mean, we can't go 3 turns without someone dying. This is literally the first time she's used Passado. And the death hit, of course. I mean, you could theoretically have all 3 of them take 3 of your characters out right at the start. Yeah, this is terrible at this stage. Yeah, you see, when you don't have Auto Phoenix, you fall behind too much with your... Yeah, this smells like it could be a game over, but let's just wait for it. I deliberately didn't use a Mega Phoenix here, just to see what happens if you really tough it out with full life. So, yeah. Well, that sucks. But you're always playing catch-up. Once this starts to happen, you just can't bring 2 of your characters back. It's just not going to happen. Okay. I don't have a choice here. I've got to do this. But this is what I mean now. These guys are nowhere near their maximum HP, so even if you did attack, you're going to barely do any damage at all. So it's a tough one. I do feel like Auto Phoenix is maybe needed instead. There you go. Okay, game over. Yeah, so it's looking extremely, extremely tough. I'm not really sure what I can do. It seems a bit dependent on the moves that these guys are using rather than what I'm doing. Like if Dark Sander uses Razia 5 times in a row, Cinder uses Camisade 5 times in a row, and Mindy uses Passado 5 times in a row, then you're kind of screwed regardless. There's just not anything you can really do about it. It looks to me like Camisade doing guaranteed max damage is probably the issue here. Because that's the one where literally no matter what your HP, you're guaranteed to die. So that seems a problem. So what I'll try in the next one is probably to be more attacking and see how we do if we don't use aim at all, how much damage we're pulling. And we'll go from there. So, I mean, by the end of this one, I'm not really going to say that it's too difficult because there are easier variants of these to fight. If this was the only way to get to Penance, I'd say, you know, maybe this is overkill. But since there's 2 easier versions of this battle, I don't really mind too much. By the end of this session, I just have to figure out, is it possible or not, really? If it feels literally pretty impossible to me, then of course I'll have Pbirdman watch it as well, see what he thinks, and see if there's any tweaks to be made to at least make it a bit possible, and then we'll go from there. So the aim isn't necessarily to win for this session, it's more just to find out what it's like and is there a realistic chance of having a shot against it. So I think to maybe speed things up, to speed the attempts up, I'll probably go double speed. And I'll probably just edit in the battle theme instead or something like that. Otherwise, it's gonna take too long. One thing that someone did say, which I liked actually, was I have to go to the airship now. Actually, I'm going to try full life one more time just to see how it works on a more attacking strategy and if I have better luck. One thing someone said was, can Pbirdman edit the game so that it can have different battle themes? And that's something I haven't actually mentioned to him. I don't know if he's read that comment, but I found that pretty interesting. Like, instead of having the generic battle theme for this one, it would be cool if it was something better. So I try to remember as I'm editing this, as I'm listening back to it, I'll remember to try and ask him. So this time we're going more attacking. And we'll see if we get better RNG. I mean, the RNG I think in the last one was brutal. I think even Pasado, it has like a, ultimately like a 25-30% chance or something to kill you. And the first time it just worked and I died instantly, so that didn't help. So for this one I'm literally going to dive in and start attacking Cindy as soon as possible. That's a good job. Ouch. And I do wonder, even if you have a good run, how many Delta attacks will you have to face? And how many Shield Aeons will you have? Can you manage? Because obviously those Shield Aeons have to survive the first 2 attacks before this even happens. And if they can't, then your party gets Delta attacked. And that's the end. So there's just so many perils in this one. You might actually need like better stats than Penance for this. Because you might need really beefy Aeons too. So we'll have to see. It might be the case that Yuna does have to be maxed for this one, in which case I will have a quick attempt where she's maxed if it's feeling like this just isn't working at all. Okay. Right, we got the hit in. That's a good sign. I'm literally just gonna go for this and see how far I get. And see what the miss rate is and what the counter rate is too. I still feel like maybe Riku shouldn't attack because her accuracy is a bit lower too. Titus and Waka seem reliable enough. And I guess we'll keep the overdrive for something like Final Elixir as we need it. But yeah, even with shield we're still doing max damage, it's insane. Yeah, so we need more of these attacks happening. And this is what's going to level the playing field for us. There you go, that's what I need. And I think it's pretty guaranteed that you need enough luck to be able to hit Cindy regularly without using aim, otherwise you're going to be dying too much. And even Titus is missing sometimes, as you can see. Not good. So Razia does max damage if you're not protected, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. It's annoying he doesn't counter that as well, for example. I think we should be allowed to counter that move at least, surely. Okay. Well, at least we got some hits in this time. This is a better start than last time. So I still think we should probably all just keep a light curtain anyway, or at least a couple of us. Okay. Oh god. Yeah, the counter rate is definitely higher. Yeah, we're in a bit of a nasty sort of range here. Gotta be careful. Hopefully we stay alive for this next round. Okay, good. No Camisade, perfect. You see, the RNG is much kinder this time. And that gives us a much better shot at doing some real damage. But he does have Mental Break, so... Oh wait, what? Okay. Right, let's keep going. Yeah, so maybe you need just a little more than 120. It's not good. Okay. Already he dropped below max damage. And he's still at 68,000, so... That's that shield making a difference. Fuck you. Wow. Yeah, evasion's a bit too high, I feel, but... I mean, with 122 luck or whatever, we should be hitting it, surely. Regularly. There you go. See, it's one of these, when you start surviving a lot of turns, it's like, maybe I should use aim, but... I don't know. I'll get Riku to use it, I think. Power Break, Magic Break, Provoke. Damn it. There's always so much going on. Okay, now let's use aim. But you see them overdrive gauges coming along pretty quick. Come on, I put an aim in as well. Really? Fuck you. Okay, hitting more consistently now. That's better. So it seems like it takes about 3 before you start getting more consistent with your hits. Should probably still just use one of these. Okay. Much better start here. But yeah, things are going to change once Kamise starts to happen. Now she's magic broken, so she's not the best candidate to use the full life here. Maybe she should just attack, why not? Extra damage. Let's see how much of a difference it makes with Riku's weapon now. She's at max HP, but she's power broken. Ah, shit. Honestly, I should probably just dispel this. It's the kind of battle where even power break and magic break make a big difference. Okay. Yeah, literally got to do no damage because one person died. Oof. Okay. And of course full life has some delay too, which makes it even worse. Okay, good. Again, because of shield, I don't think I'll be able to tell when Cindy's below half HP, which is a shame. Alright, let's see what we got. I think, I'm trying to remember now, I don't think Cindy will use Delta attack if her other two sisters don't have full overdrives. So I think she waits, and I think she uses something else, like maybe cheap shot or something. Honestly, if I fail this attempt because of that, then I'll have to just keep a mental note of that for next time. Because I don't remember exactly the new mechanics behind that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down. Yeah, they're getting nasty now. Oh, what? That charged up his... Oh, no. Okay, so what happened there was that the normal attack charges the overdrive less, and Razia charges it more. And Razia charged it just enough for the full overdrive to be there before Cindy's turn. Damn it. Ah, that was definitely a better attempt though. I'm going to continue in this vein for now. I did say this could be a short video, or it could be 2 long videos. At this stage, I'm still not sure. I mean, these first 2 attempts have ended pretty quickly, but the second one was more my mistake, I think, rather than I got completely overpowered like I did in the first one. I think I'll probably throw in a save state next time before the battle begins, or like on the first move or something. I still feel like full life is the way to go for now. Still not convinced yet, but and honestly, at this stage, I don't feel like having absolute max HP is going to change the battle very much. It's only really luck, potentially. So I might try upping my luck a bit to see how that changes things, so that I pretty much don't miss Cindy. Okay, so it's off to the races once again. Let's go. So I'm going to get straight into it. Again, going to go attacking here, just try and give people protect, maybe aim later on, and just go. Yeah, the hit rate without any aim is still good, but it's not good enough to really optimize things. And especially at this stage when all 3 of them are out, because you want to do as much damage as you can before the next Delta attack. Every turn counts. You just don't have time to screw around. So every one of those is just... I mean, every 10 misses is 1,000,000 damage. I mean, it's obviously basic maths, but when you think of it like that and see how regularly you can miss, it just adds up so fast. You do not want to lose 1,000,000 damage in this battle. Wow, we've been unlucky. Come on, after 2 aims as well, we're still missing. That's some bullshit. Okay. What if I try and just Sentinel here? Try and anticipate the Razia a little bit. There you go. Oof. Damn, what a champ. Since she's not attacking, it's not a huge deal. We can basically sacrifice her here. Ooh. Come on! There you go. I just want to see if she's worth saving. Honestly, I don't think she is. I'd rather just... Yeah, I cannot believe they're still missing this much. I mean, that's just some bullshit. There's no way. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to sacrifice Riku on this turn. Down she goes. Again, if that was Camisade, we'd be in trouble, but it's one of these things. It can be a risky kind of battle. Sometimes you just got to do that. Okay. I think we're good to carry on. We have 5 aims now, I think, for Waka and Tidus. We just got to push. Okay. It's just amazing how different RNG is. Like, we would have already had about 3 hit and slides at this point in the previous attempt, but for this one, it's fine. Gonna give it a go. Okay. Thankfully, no Camisades so far from Cindy, which has been very useful for us. Okay. Let's keep going. Their overdrives are looking nice and low as well, and obviously when people don't die, you get so many more turns on the next round as well, because you just do not waste time trying to recover. Is it worth... Yeah, so with 5 times aim, it's almost guaranteed for those two. And there you go, Riku, even with full HP, she does 80,000 damage. So that's a clear indication of her less powerful weapon. That's an addition in the Pbirdman mod. I still think I'd like to Sentinel Man. I think it does help. At least that's one sort of guaranteed death attack that I tend to save against. So if this, I was going to say, if that was a Razia, it would have saved me. But you see, now things get nasty. Now things get really nasty. But thankfully... Ooh. Okay, so what we'll do this time instead is... we will use the Mega Phoenix. And I'll just use a Fine Elixir with Riku instead. To try and get my HP back. In case it's one of like the weak moves, I'll just pull one of these. And then we'll stay on the attack. Since he's the one with 5 times aim still. Okay, not going well. Damn it. Okay. We're still okay though, because I can do this. Again, this is the power of Riku coming up. Yeah, Sandy, no matter what move she uses, she cannot get a full overdrive here, so I'm hoping that that means I stay alive. That's the hope. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully she stops using Camisade. Oh my god. Come on, man. Yeah, so now Delta attack is going to come on the next turn. That's pretty much for certain. So I've got to be super, super careful now. This is the crucial part of the battle here. Okay. So I can do this. And now I got to get a summon in and trust to the gods that we survive here. And I mean, the trouble is, we just might not be able to. Because they have to survive 2 attacks from Mindy and, well, 1 attack from Mindy and 1 attack from Sandy first. So basically, if a Razia gets used here, it's game over regardless. That's why this battle is so difficult, because in this situation, you've used these guys. It doesn't matter, even if Anima had max HP here, like 99,000 HP, if a Razia gets used... no, but if they shield, they can. Yeah, so it's looking increasingly likely that if you want to take this battle on, and you don't want to rely on getting lucky, Yuna's going to have to be max stats. Let's have a look here. So if Razia comes, it's game over, I'm pretty sure. Oh god. Yeah. So now it's going to be Delta attack from Dark Cindy. Okay. Because we're not super deep into the session. Oh wait. Oh damn. Ooh, okay. Well, that was a bit lucky. I totally forgot. That was a brain fart there. Yeah, I totally forgot that Cindy herself didn't have the full overdrive. I was thinking so much about the other two gaining their full overdrive from their turns that I forgot about Cindy not actually having one. Ultimately, it doesn't really change anything. We still have the same problem here. Let's see what happens with Cheap Shot when I shield it. I mean, if with Cheap Shot you still can't defend it, even with max HP and shield, then the battle pretty much becomes impossible. Then we have a problem. So let's see what happens here. 31,000. Yeah, it's looking like your shield Aeons pretty much need to have maximum HP. Wow. Okay, so at this stage, because this is like the experimental battle where I'm trying to show you guys how to defeat this thing and what it takes, I'm going to come back again. I'm going to use the editor to give my Aeons maximum HP and see how we fare on that occasion. Because if you can't use your Aeon shields here, and the Aeon shields have to be able to survive 2 turns every single time, otherwise it's game over, guaranteed, and then the battle becomes literally impossible. So to see if we can escape calling this battle impossible, I need to come in with Aeons that have max stats, which is something I kind of overlooked in my preparations. So we'll see what happens with that situation, and then we'll draw some conclusions accordingly. So I'll be back soon with some souped up Aeons. Okay, so literally like 5 minutes later I am back, and Yuna, I use Final Fantasy Editor to make Yuna complete the entire sphere grid, so that's the first thing I did. That's why, stats-wise, she's joined up with all the rest of them. But, unfortunately, one thing to note here, if you are trying to do the whole, like, I'm gonna max Yuna stats thing, but you also want your Aeon stats to be maxed, the whole sort of link between Yuna and her Aeons doesn't work if you use Final Fantasy X Editor. So just be aware of that. So I basically boosted Yuna's stats by making her complete the sphere grid, but even though she had a completed sphere grid, these guys all retain the same stats that you saw in the previous segment. So basically I went in and I manually brought these guys up to absolutely max stats. So it's one of these things where if you are the kind of person that you want to see the natural progression, you want to do things naturally and organically, then obviously for some things you really shouldn't be using Final Fantasy Editor, and you just got to grind it out. You've got to go in that sphere grid, you've got to farm for all of those spheres, and you've got to do everything one by one by one by one. It might add literally another, in total, maybe another like 20, 30, 50 hours to your playtime compared to what I have at the moment, but if that's how you want to play, then obviously it's your run, you play it how you want to play it. But obviously because we're testing here especially, and because I'd love to, but I don't have all the time in the world, sometimes you do what you got to do. So 255 defense, 255 magic defense, max agility pretty much for all of these guys anyway when Yuna's maxed, or at least above 170 anyway. And all we need them to do is literally survive 2 turns when they're shielded. So that's the hope. We'll see how we do this time around. So I'm going to save and I'm going to fire up again, and I'll join you guys once again for attempt number 3 or 4, I think. Number 4. We'll see. Honestly, just a test, I'm not going to call out the Magus sisters first. I'm going to bring out like Anima. Because Yojimbo can't shield, he's a massive liability here, so I'm going to leave him literally till last. So worst case scenario, can these guys survive the attacks necessary? Let's see. Yeah, so it needs to survive 2 cheap shots basically at a minimum, and I guess, well, there might be a niche scenario where, I'm trying to think, yeah, if let's say Mindy has like 90% of her overdrive and so does Sandy, and Cindy has a full overdrive, if that can somehow happen, and I guess Mindy uses Posado, that has a 30% chance of killing an Aeon anyway, regardless of any defenses that you have. So I guess that's one niche scenario where you really will have to rely on luck to not get a game over. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Hopefully we don't have to, but we'll see. But it was kind of funny how Anima's like, can I just die here? Like, you guys are still trying to make moves. I'm already dead. Just leave me alone. Okay, so same formula that we've been using, like attack heavy, and trying to use full life to stay alive, and probably still trying to use some protect and sentinel here and there. But now the unit's fully up to speed too, she's not a liability, at least in battle, anymore. But because again, Riku's got the better support options, I think, with like final elixir and that kind of thing, we'll still keep Riku as our main support character here. Okay, good RNGs to start here. Honestly, only the Sentinel person needs protect, but just in case, let's put it on. It's Riku. Damn it. We haven't started using aim yet, so it's not a huge deal at this point. That's 2. That's 3. Now, again, how attacking do we go, or do we... I think because we don't have a double protect, I'm going to Sentinel here. If Waka was protected too, I would have attacked because Razia wouldn't have been able to kill him, but for now, we'll do this. This time it's Mindy being annoying. Oh god. Yeah, this is a horrible start. Yeah, you see, full life loses me my turn. Just have to hope Riku gets a chance to use final elixir. But this has been a bad start. You see what I mean? Like with the RNG, it doesn't matter what your stats are. If that Pasado's hitting and the death effect is working, you don't have too much chance of making something happen. See, that's some better RNG, finally. Oh no, she got provoked. Ugh. Oh no. The counterattack messed us up. This has been a horrible, 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 horrible run. Wow. Already hanging by a thread and it's barely been any moves. So it does seem pretty damn RNG dependent. I mean, Mindy's already basically up to a full overdrive. That protect coming in handy along with the high HP. Okay. I could find an elixir with Riku here. I think the healing takes effect before. I think the status effect curing takes effect first. So just keep prepping for now. Okay, let's get it in. Okay. Oh god. Well survived though. Well survived, Waka. I mean, he's as good as useless with 2000 HP, but that was that was a hell of a tanky effort there. I'm impressed. Okay. Well, someone's got to start making moves here again. I think while he's not able to do too much, let's just do that. Still no danger of the Delta attack for now. I guess we'll try and bring Waka back potentially. I feel like cheap shot is gonna, well, I think there's like a 50% chance of cheap shot coming again, so yeah, that's a bad move here. Yeah, someone's guaranteed to die now. Oh boy, and Camisade, if that was Camisade, it was game over. Right. Yeah, so now we're in that dangerous range where it kind of depends on what Sandy does. Okay, let's... I mean, you can see Riku just absolutely on fire here, doing everything she can to keep us alive. I mean, we're still in with a shot. We're still surviving here. Just depends on what happens with the rest of these turns. Just too much Razia at the moment. Oh god. Yeah, you just cannot get a foothold. These turns are just absolutely monstrous. Okay. Once again, a bit of that. I mean, at least try and keep one person alive here, but this is all just really desperation kind of stuff. But I do think if we manage a run with some good RNG, we'll have a shot. At the moment, it's just hard for me to decide if... Oh, thanks for that. Wow. It's just hard for me to decide if full life is working better or if I should still keep my Auto Phoenix. Because those situations where you have two of your characters taken out, they're just too dangerous. And it puts me too much on the back foot. So I'm kind of torn at the moment. I think next run, whatever happens, I'll get some Phoenix Downs again, and I'll try it like that. At least the Aeon Shield strategy is working. These guys are surviving. Now let's see what happens with the turns when we return here. Okay, good. Honestly, another final elixir is probably the best call here. Okay. I mean, look at those overdrives already. That's insane. Okay, let's go again. We really need a little bit of luck with these turns to really get a foot in here. Okay. It's a good start. Could have been a lot worse, I guess. As long as only one of them die at any one time, it's manageable. Now. Of course she's been provoked and power broken. Okay. I think the regen doesn't really matter at the moment. It's not really a threat. I really should have given myself more light curtains here. Okay, now all three can survive Razia, but... Okay, perfect. We really need a few more of those kind of rounds to really make progress here. I don't know what the odds are of it happening, but it's just got to happen more. Ah. Oh no, Tyres is provoked too. Why? Nasty. It's really nasty. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Just hanging in there for now. Hanging tough. Them overdrives just coming back so bloody fast. Great. Wait. Okay, no provoke this time. I was looking for that. Right. Again, we're going to start seeing Cheap Shot or Mega Graviton from Mindy. But Mindy, that's because Mindy's been using so much. Hold on. So much Pasado in this particular part of the run. Really trying to balance back up here. Honestly, at this stage, I'm just trying to do everything I can to hang in there before I take out, so that I can take out Cindy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Sentinel's the only way to guarantee that we survive Arazia, so I'm gonna go for that. Ouch. Wow. That was incredible. Wow. He did such an amazing job of surviving all of that. Well now. Again, it's that annoying stage where I can't heal him fully and he's basically gonna do like no damage. Unless, hold on. I'm going to throw in a couple of aims and I'm going to get Tidus to use Holy instead because he's not going to do damage. Come on. It's this difficult situation where he basically sets himself up to die if he isn't healed at least a little. Okay. I'm going to try and attack with her too, because she's got full HP. Okay. I feel like this is going to be more damaging than whatever else he could pull. Oh no, was it Flare that did the damage? I think it was Flare, right? Shit. Yeah. This is the bit where it just gets super, super dangerous. And you basically can't really do any damage at this stage. But then cheap shots are just going to keep raining in now. Okay. Oh no. Game over. Yeah. I don't really know what I can do here. Honestly, I'm trying to think, but I think I have to try with... I have to go back to Auto Phoenix. I feel like it's... Full life clearly has its advantages, but I think the main reason I'm dying is pretty much the same every time. It's because we're having a situation where we're seeing two of our characters die before the next round of turns, and the only way to avoid that is to have Auto Phoenix. So obviously the full life thing is very useful, but we'll have to forego that, I think, to have a full stock of that. So I'm going to have a run with this as well now. And if after another 2 or 3 attempts of this is still not happening, I'm going to have to probably just call it a day and still make my way to Penance. Ah, there we go, I spotted a problem. It was something I actually wanted to test as well. So the second cheap shot did 95,000, even with shield. Why? I don't know what the mechanics of that is. That makes it impossible to defend against this. Yeah, that's something that I can't see a way around. I think I have to have a chat with Pbirdman about that. I don't think that works. I mean, the odds of 2 cheap shots feel relatively high. Let me reload. Hold on. Let's just reload this. Okay, so now we get to start this battle again. This time armed with Auto Phoenix, and let's see if that's gonna turn the tide back in our favor enough to even give this a decent go. Okay, there's one. Especially early on, I'll probably use like Final Elixir to heal and just go. Great. 2, 3. Right. How's your luck? If it hits Riku, it's a decent start. Nope. At least we can full life, that's something. Yeah, of course he's been power broken. Great. Oh no. Not good. What a horrible battle this has become. Absolutely horrible. Really teetering on the edge of impossibility. I still feel like, you know, even with these stats and this much experience with the Pbirdman mod specifically, if we're not even really getting very close, and probably needing to rely on very good RNG to get us there, I think we might be on the wrong side of possible. But we'll see. Ugh. So much curse and mental break and... See, I dispelled the wrong person. There's just too many things going on right now. Although I could have just dispelled Waka in the first place. Anyway, let's just attack here. Screw it. We'll have Riku try and deal with that stuff. Obviously we've got to try and hit, but... yeah, this counter's looking pretty frequent to me. I've already lost track of how many times I've attacked her, so that wasn't going to happen. Okay. Yeah, so Waka still has mental break, but I'm gonna leave it. Great. I guess he got armor broken from Calamity. Okay. Waka, you keep doing your thing, man. I think I will go for a final elixir just to heal Tidus quickly. This is literally just an entire overdrive just to heal Tidus. But when you've got that much HP to heal, you kind of don't have that many choices. We haven't seen a Razia for a little while, so I'm going to bet that it's going to happen. Yep. Guess right. Okay, so what are we working with now? Just going to make sure... So I mean, so many turns just being eaten away by these statuses that are bypassing Ribbon as well. See, now the problem is that when I have low HP and I can't really use my physical attack, Cindy's not really taking anything from the magic either. So I think that side of it definitely seems OP. Like you're forced to rely on physical, and isn't there a point where Sandy starts to Sentinel? What are you supposed to do then? I don't really know. I guess maybe it means you shouldn't attack Cindy from the start. Possibly. I don't know. Like at this stage I feel a little bit stuck, because if I attack it's just not going to make much impact at all. I'll try and at least get another couple maybe. Just gonna go for it. Wow. Okay. Honestly, again, I'll just use one of these. Get everyone back up. Just too many misses, man. I mean, I've already missed out on like 500,000 damage. Just on all of that shit. It's just too much. Okay, that was a nice set of moves at least. Okay. The ebbs and flows of RNG, man. Sometimes you feel like you're getting great RNG and then something happens and you get pissed off and you're like, no, the RNG sucks. Still gonna take the time to entrust here. Okay. Let's get another aim. I'll just have Riku Sentinel this time. I feel like there's a Razia coming. And we'll let these two try and have one more hit. Okay. I mean, it feels like this is about as good as it gets. This is the best chance you're going to have. Okay. So now at this stage Delta attack will not happen I'm just wondering if Razia is going to charge that overdrive gauge enough for it to happen. It's one of these very tough situations where if I summon the shield Aeon and Sandy doesn't use Razia, then I don't think Delta attack happens. But if she does, then it does happen. So I think I quite literally don't have a choice. It's a tough one once again. Not sure how best to deal with this. I think I will summon the shield here. I don't trust it. I think a Razia is like a plus 17 or something to the overdrive gauge. It's just too much. So I'm going to see what I can do. Maybe I'll have to like double shield. See if I can survive this round and then bring out another bunch of shields. We'll see what happens. I don't think I have too much choice here. Okay. Oh god, you see, this is what I mean now. This death could work. I'm pretty sure it can. Ah, okay, so that was the right choice. That's good. So we're still hanging in there. This is, I think this is the best attempt we've had. I just feel like maybe Cindy's evasion's got to drop a little bit. Or I'm going to literally just, after this attempt, I think I will like up my luck to 150. And try again. Because if you remove these misses as well, it makes it a lot more possible, surely. She only heals 42,000 from that, so it's not quite so bad. Okay. Hey, deuce. Nope. Okay, that's better. I'll have her Sentinel, the Razia, and these two can just keep attacking for now. That's a good little chunk of damage. I think they're really putting up a good fight this time. Okay, again, right now, is it better to Final Elixir? Honestly, right now I'm probably better off just leaving Titus B and attacking with Riku and Market. Yeah, I mean, it's still good damage. So this is the best spell of damage that we've had for the entire run. And I'm going to sacrifice... Oh, God. What a horrible time. I was going to say, I'm going to sacrifice Titus with a Sentinel here to protect the other two. And now I bet I get the Razia. Okay, I didn't. That was pretty lucky RNG. I will admit that. So now I think is a good time to probably use... Is it though? Honestly, I should probably just do the same thing again. Because look, again, Titus' turn is nowhere. Yeah, I think I'll keep at it. Good. Yeah, this quick pocket is just keeping me in the game here. Oh, fuck you. Try and attack here. Hopefully we don't get the hit and slide this time. Surely not twice in a row, the same thing. Good. Okay. There it is. Okay. Riku and Waka running the show for now. Magic break. That's fine. He's not going to be using full life, so he should be okay. See, when it starts to go like this, you start to get excited and you think, okay, I've got a shot now. All starts to feel possible. This should protect him against hit and slide. He can take 3 hits from there, so he should be okay. Still missing too much for my taste, but for now, we just got to go for it. Okay. Yeah, so he should be okay. It's not fine, but it's okay. Ah, well, that's not okay. That's really not okay. But that's lucky. Okay, RNG God's smiling down on us for now. Let's see what the situation is. Okay. Right, Waka stays on it. I mean, 3.2 million. We've been working at it pretty well on this one. I'm starting to fancy my chances. I mean, I'm starting to wonder, is it even worth trying to get Tidus in, but I think for now I'm just going to focus on trying to make hits. Okay. Yeah, the good RNG continues here. This is as good as it gets. And we're charging up more overdrive for when the RNG goes bad and we might need more elixirs, final elixirs. I still feel like I shouldn't have curse. I should be careful with that. Okay. Honestly, at this stage, it doesn't even feel like it's worth him wasting. I mean, he might be able to get his HP high enough to survive something here, so you never know. He'll get to the stage where he could start doing damage. Oh, okay. Cindy's down. Okay. That's huge. That is huge. But now, of course, we have the Sandy counter, which can get progressively more damaging, so we have to be extremely careful here. I mean, when there's only one left, you start to feel like, yeah, the battle is pretty much won, but while there's 2 of them, it's still very, very dangerous. But now I think it's probably worth buffing up a lot more here. Because at this stage, I think only Pasado can one-hit KO me, and there's a 30% chance of that happening. So let's be prepared for pretty much anything here. These magic breaks are gonna matter actually, because I need magic to take out Sandy. Okay, let's just have at least someone sentinel here. Ugh. That's like the worst outcome ever. Wow. Okay, fine. Now, so now, do they only use Cheap Shot and or Mega Graviton, or do they start using like their big elemental overdrives? I actually don't remember. I think what we'll do is we'll wait for them full overdrives, and then we'll start to use. How much did Flare do on Sandy? Let's find out. Or did Sandy have Reflect at some point? Shit, I forgot how that worked as well. Let's just see. Who cares? 48,000. Okay, we can definitely double cast that. I think that's probably a good idea. Right, I'm going to get Riku ready here. I might still summon a Shield Aeon here, actually. So that when I return, I can just fully unload on this double cast Flare on Sandy. Then again, I don't have great MP. Will I have the MP for it? I'll quick pockets an elixir with her to kind of level things out a bit. Okay, so let's use some more of these Shield Aeons here, trying to absorb these hits. Right, let's see what overdrives they're using. Okay, they start to use their elemental ones. Okay, this is kind of good and also kind of bad, I guess. Yeah, these are going to be way weaker against my Aeon, so that's definitely one benefit here. So the Shield Aeons we prepared for Delta attack are going to really be bossing it when it comes to these. So that's nice. Extra trick up our sleeve here. Oh, what, they get the first turn back? What? Where? It's not fair. Okay, and now their turns are out of sync too. Let's see how Waka does against Mindy here. Okay, she's sentineling. There's your answer. Yeah, when their turns go out of sync as well, things get very interesting. I'm just waiting for Una to get a turn so Tyres can bloody get back in there. Wow, it's taking ages. Just in case she gets a Reflect. And while we wait, let's just get going with these. Okay. My man Teeds. Yeah, it's Posado next, so we don't really need Protect against that. We should be okay. But for the turn ahead after that one... Okay. We just need a phase where we're all sort of alive here. Ah, she got provoked. Perfect. Ah, Magic Break and Provoke. What the fuck? That sucks. That sucks. They used the wrong thing. Damn it. So still not that perfect opportunity that we've been waiting for just yet. Okay. I think I'm going to try now. Screw it, let's just go for it and see what we can do. I think Mindy's immune to magic, right? And well, also we don't want her counterattack, so let's just deal with this for now. But of course in doing this... Okay. So there's that counter. Yeah, and it can go critical. And it can zombie everybody. It's just a horrid attack. Still going to take a risk here. Right, let's copy that again. Yeah, it's only Mindy next, so again we'll be okay. I think as long as we're not at risk of Light Beam taking out everybody, which we're currently not, we can keep going. But he's been magic broken, which does not help. And she can't double cast what? Okay. I think we can stay on it here. It should be fine. Famous last words. Yeah, that's the worst outcome, but Waka can revive her. And she can't hit everyone on the next turn anyway, so that's fine. Okay. Now a Light Beam could potentially kill everybody, so now we need to calm ourselves down. And I think we need a final elixir from Riku soon to keep us in the game. Honestly, at this stage I'm kind of just waiting for them to fill up Riku's overdrive gauge. Unless I just get enough turns here. And I'll just start healing. But we're kind of just waiting for now. Because I just can't deal with the Light Beam counterattack right now. We just don't want to be caught up in that. Yeah, I think we can start to use focus actually here. Okay. Trust. I mean, we can survive both of these overdrives back to back if we have full health, so we should be fine. I don't think we need a shield Aeon per se. Okay. I think we can start going with this now. I forgot. Copycat. Let's have a look at the CTB here. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same, but you save some MP, so why the hell not? But this is what I mean, like, once Cindy's gone, of course, the threat of Delta attack and stuff is gone too, and Camisade, which is a guaranteed kill, is also gone. So that's why keeping Cindy on the front line and making it difficult for you to beat her is such an integral part of making this battle difficult. Now, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself here because we do have an overdrive coming. I don't want to face a light beam and then an energy blast like back to back. I'm not feeling that confident. Yeah, there you go. It's pretty nasty. But let's use the Holy anyway. Oh no. Yep. Thankfully it's little damage because my magic defense is 255. But we're back in the danger zone for light beam. But this part of it is good because we just don't have to worry about HP. It's just, do you have enough to survive? Rather than having the problem of, like with Cindy, if your HP is really low, you're just not doing any damage. They're going to get back-to-back turns. I don't like that, so I'd rather just break them up like this. Provoke worked, clearly. Again, we're safe from a light beam counter, damage-wise. Okay, less than half, that's good. Starting to see light at the end of the tunnel here. But we got to keep going because they get stronger and stronger over time, so we can't waste too much time here. I think they get like a +1 to their magic stat every time they use a certain move. I forget which one it was, but them light beam counters and those overdrives are going to get more and more powerful, so we've got to stay ahead of it. I think once we're down to just Mindy, we should be pretty much safe, but let's keep pushing. But you've seen the kind of stats that I needed to pull together to even string together this particular battle. You know, up to 75,000 plus. I think if I came in with my 20 less luck that I had in the previous episode, I'd be hitting Cindy basically 20% less, so it'd be even more difficult. And of course my shield Aeons needed a lot of help too, so it was this was a different tier of stats to what you saw in the previous one. I haven't seen a lot of Razia recently. Okay, let's get the pressure on. I mean, you can see, like, from the overdrive gauges not charging that much, how little Razi has been used. Right, let's keep going. There it is. And now we can get a nice full life in here as well. So everything's working pretty nice so far. Alright, let's see what Mindy's got in store for us here. I think I might just summon the shield Aeon, it is easier. It's definitely easier to work with. Of course, he's been provoked. Then again, Diamond Dust is not going to do enough to kill me here, so I should be fine. Just in case I eat my words. Let's see it. I mean, it helps the overdrive gauges as well to take the big damage here. It might do as much as Shiva's, I might be mistaken, but I seem to remember it being weaker than Shiva's. Like 30,000 again? Yeah. Notably weaker. Okay. Now I don't remember if it was Mindy's move or if it was Sandy's overdrive that caused the reflect, so in any case, yeah, it must be Sandy's. And of course I got a light beam as punishment for not remembering. Damn you. Oh, mental break, really? Then again, I don't think... I'm going to keep Tidus mental broken here because when we get the light beam in return, we'll take a lot of damage. And that will fill up some overdrive gauge. Okay. Yeah, the energy blast is pretty powerful. Nah, I guess it's special magic or it's physical. I thought Tidus was going to get a nice whipping from that spell, but he didn't. I think he will from Light Beam though, so again I'll keep him mental broken. Having those overdrives was useful against Mindy. But now this is when she has the reflect, so for once I won't actually let it hit me. Okay, she survived way too long, she needs to die now, come on. Come on dear. Your time is up. Just gonna keep going. I literally want to see a light beam at this stage, but of course this is when she stops using it. Yep. Light beamless. And it's just weird how infrequent Razia becomes after a time. They're refusing to kill Tidus at the moment. He literally doesn't have the MP for Holy now. Okay, fine. We'll go the opposite way. For some reason, we actually couldn't kill him, even though we wanted to. I'll use some elixirs that I've built up at this stage. Fine. Okay. Let's keep going. Now Light Beam is going to come, of course. Oh, and she's dead as well. Okay, well. The only difference this time is that I don't have a lot of full overdrive like I did last time. So let me slow it back down. I don't even remember if I had 5 aims. Probably not at this stage, so let's just cast them all. Now remember, Waka still being able to hit sometimes, so... That's 3. Of course, now the biggest bonus is that we're going to get a lot of turns here. But I forget if the counter was Mega Graviton. I think it was, so we're going to take huge damage unless we're prepared here. So prepared we should be. No pesky breaks, thankfully. And I think I'll do what I did last time, where basically I rotate in and I entrust to Waka with everyone's overdrive pretty much. I'm sure it will still make a difference. Okay. So, just as a quick reminder, let me just throw in a quick spell. Hold on. I say quick, let me just use something non-elemental just in case I misunderstand the damage here. Yeah, so it just won't work. So you definitely got to get them hits in. Let's see what Waka can do. There you go. Honestly, I feel like Tidus surely doesn't have much of a shot at getting it, but of course he's power broken. What are the odds of that happening? Surely it's got to be low. Okay, so 122 or so luck with 5 times aim. It's okay. I mean, it's definitely doable. But again, it's another one of these things, you need the stats. It's one of these things where if you can't hit Mindy, you're going to have a very, very long day at this stage trying to do it. Because she's not very good at building up overdrives either for you, so... I think I'm just going to entrust to Waka at this stage. I don't think I really need Riku's overdrive. Try and nail an attack rules here. Again, it's been over a month since I last recorded and since I last used an attack reels. I always get nervous on the first one because I miss them so rarely as well, almost like never. You never want to miss the first one. But I mean, even Tice is hitting pretty consistently, so I guess 120 luck seems to be a nice number for this kind of range. I guess, I mean, if you really want to challenge yourself even another notch based on what you've seen, maybe keep my previous stats, but up the luck instead. So keep the HP, but up the luck. And, well, you have to up the Aeon stats. I think the Aeon stat stuff is pretty non-negotiable, I think. Because you just have to defend against that Delta attack. You don't have a choice. And oftentimes you have to defend 2 of their attacks before Delta happens. So you just don't have a choice. So that's one aspect of the stats I think is 100% necessary. But, I mean, we're hitting her enough here, I think, that you don't even need to overdrive spam, really. So it looks like I did manage it in the end. I mean, it was looking unlikely. We got crushed a few times. And I did need to come back with better Aeon stats as well. But I think we're going to do it. I think I'll probably... There you go. There's that counter, finally. I'm wondering if he should bring back the Doom on that one. That's another thing I'll ask him about, because it will slow you down, because it will take away your aim. But, of course, it's one of these things where, because she uses it in the main battle too, in the main battle it's going to completely, I think, overpower you if you have Doom as well. But I'll ask if maybe he can change, like, the counter Mega Graviton versus the one that she uses when she has a full overdrive. It might be possible, I don't know. I will always try. Okay, now she's gone Mega Graviton happy. Waka's gone. Okay. I think 2000 MP is pretty good as well. I mean, it's definitely lasted me a long time. Haven't had to really spam elixirs. I think I've only used 2. And that's only for speed, really. I could use a few turbo ethers instead, but what's the point? Let's keep going. I think for Riku I'll heal instead. She's got the lowest accuracy. Okay, we must be close now. Come on. I think I'm going to attack this time as well. Nope. And of course that was the Mega Graviton turn. Fine. Not even using Pasado much. It's weird, like Razia, it felt like Razia got used less when we were down to 2 as well. I'm pretty sure it's just RNG, that's not like a program thing, but... Okay. Let's double check. Tyres has lost his shell, so let's see who else has. Just him. But that's what I mean. You can get lazy. You can be like below 33,000 HP, and everyone's shell could have gone on the same turn, and you just attack. And that's when the Mega Graviton happens, and you get wiped out so close to the end. So Titus has finally lost his 5 times aim. It's weird, I almost forgot that Passado was a move. But honestly, even Waka can pretty much take it all the way from here. You see, this is that nasty situation where Titus literally needs 3 heals to make him survive Mega Graviton if he doesn't have Shell. But I can't be bothered to give him 5 times aim at the moment, so screw it. I'd only bother with aim again if Waka dies too. Yeah, back to Calamity. Come on now. Yes, finally. There we go, my friends. That is the toughest variant of the Dark Magus Sisters in the Pbirdman mod. We did it. And you still get a bunch of nice goodies for your troubles. Yes, okay. Finally, this time we unlock Bahamut. Apparently, for some reason, we finally unlock Penance. For some reason, in this file, like I say, sometimes it sort of jumps and changes between saves. This one didn't have Dark Bahamut defeated for some reason. So I changed that, and that meant that when I defeated these guys, we get the Penance activation scene. The final battle of the Pbirdman mod. After 2 years. And hundreds of hours. And I'm sure thousands from Pbirdman over the last 10 years or more that he's been working on this thing. Oh boy. I mean, maybe this thing is like twice as hard as this particular battle, even when you have all the stats. Wouldn't be surprised. Okay. I completely forgot about that scene because we defeated the Dark Magus Sisters in the last session. And obviously because Dark Bahamut wasn't defeated in this particular save file, we didn't get the scene. But yes, we got the scene this time as well. So, there we have it, my friends. 2 hours and 20 on this particular save file, and we have finally made it to the final battle in the Pbirdman mod. The final version of the Dark Magus Sisters, I still think maybe there's 1 or 2 things I'm going to advise, and I'll check those when I'm editing as well. I feel like there's got to be 1 or 2 more little things that can be done to keep things sort of more dynamic during the battle for this one. It's definitely very difficult, and you do need some pretty obscene stats to deal with it. I mean, there is pretty much no battle in vanilla that would require anywhere near these sort of stats to be able to win. I mean, above 75,000 HP, 122 luck as well. I mean, that's really serious stuff. And of course, you need the beefy shield Aeons as well to be able to deal with it. So, I mean, I definitely think it's the hardest of the Dark Aeon boss battles, because that's what it should be. And that's why, for that reason alone, I think it's definitely very good and well done. But maybe while I'm editing, there will be a couple of little things that I'll check on as well to see if they can be done before the public version is available. So here we are, my friends. End of the road. Only Penance left to defeat. I will be using this particular save file to give it a first go in the next session. It's gonna be amazing. I have been waiting so long, and Penance is always the ultimate battle. And one of these battles where the first time you defeat it on your save file, you feel such a buzz, and it's such an adventure, and it's such a journey. Literally, I think the PS trophy is called Perseverance, if I'm not mistaken. And it really is that kind of battle. So in the Pbirdman mod, with all of the build-up, with all of the time spent on it, it's gonna be pretty crazy when I have that first battle. and when I get to finish it, hopefully. I have to be able to defeat Penance for this thing to be able to, you know, go up and be available for everybody to play. So I got to get it done. I'm very much looking forward to it. Thank you to everybody that's been joining me on this journey. We will continue probably next week with Penance, and it's likely to be a premiere episode, so I'll be in the live chat, and hopefully Pbirdman will be there too to celebrate the final boss of his amazing mod. So I'll see you guys there. Thank you all for watching. Penance is launching.